Free agency is always a fascinating time in the NBA, but this year it promises to be different. Few franchise-changing players are available, and even fewer teams have gobs of money to spend. But if hoops history has taught us anything, it's to expect the unexpected once the market opens. You might think you know what's going to happen, but then we get the latest Woj bomb that surprises us all. In today's video, I'm telling you where 5 of the NBA's most intriguing free agents should sign. How's it going, everybody? This is Troy, host of the Half Court Report YouTube channel. Would really appreciate it if you show some love by dropping a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well for some great NBA content. And let's get into it, starting off with Bruce Brown of the Denver Nuggets. He is contributing at an incredibly high level for a team that I think will be the eventual NBA champions. I do think Denver is the perfect spot for him, but he's going to command way more money than they're going to be able to pay. Any team that gets Bruce Brown will also get his secondary ball handling, rim pressure, and defense. He's improved a lot since he came into the league, and he is ready for a big payday. I expect him to decline his $6.8 million player option. I expect his next salary to be in that $15 million per year range. And with his ability to blend the lines between guard, wing, or a big, will be coveted among contenders or teams wanting to take that next step. But his versatility makes him a great fit on any team looking for perimeter reinforcements. The teams I'm looking at are the Utah Jazz, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Dallas Mavericks. The Jazz have tons of cap space, and he would be a great connective piece in the front court with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler. Utah could use him on offense like a point guard or maybe as an undersized big man, but Bruce Brown is a really versatile player. For OKC, I think he could help them hit that next level. He'd work as a defensive guy to fit in next with their stars, but he can also make shots when needed. And the Thunder love guys who can dribble, pass, and shoot, so I think Bruce Brown could be a fit there. Then with Dallas, they need so much help on their roster, and guys who know their role and can fit in well with Luka. I think Brown could be their guy. And next up, could one of the greatest Raptors ever be leaving for the lower 48? The buzz surrounding the Raptors is that the franchise is going to go in a different direction this offseason. Nick Nurse is out as coach, and the team explored trades for a lot of guys on its roster at the deadline. I wouldn't write off a Fred VanVleet reunion entirely, but the 29-year-old guard has an almost $23 million player option for next season, and I do expect he will either re-sign on a longer deal or move on from the Raptors entirely. With that extension, maybe he could get something in the level of Jalen Brunson. If not, the other scenarios I see could include the Lakers or the Bulls. There's a rumor that the Lakers may go all in for Kyrie, and there is a path to making that happen, but they could instead pivot to Steady Freddy without sacrificing all their leverage with their other free agents. For the Bulls, we don't know when or if Lonzo will ever play again, so I like the idea of moving Alex Caruso back to the bench as the first guard that you bring in after your starters, and you can pair Fred VanVleet with Zach LaVine. That could get them back into playoff contention, and this really becomes a possibility if the team doesn't re-sign Nikola Vucevic and goes with a cheaper option at center. And then we have Kyle Kuzma, who's in line for a serious payday after declining his $13 million player option with the Wizards. Pretty good outside shooter and a solid defender, who I think has ramped up his offensive game this year too. I think the Wizards will do all they can to keep Kuzma, especially since they didn't flip him for more assets at the last trade deadline. I think letting him walk now for nothing would be a Chris Wallace, Tyreek Evans level fumble. At the same time, Kuzma is going to have his pick from a bevy of teams. That also gives him the leverage to coax Washington into sign-in trades if he prefers a franchise that can't pay him what he wants outright. So in addition to the Wizards, I'm looking at the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors. With Memphis, it makes almost too much sense for both sides. I like him as that extra shooter to put on the floor with Desmond Bane and Luke Kennard. I also like the fit in the front court with Jaren Jackson Jr. Plus, Kuzma brings championship experience for a team that wants to reach that next level. Then looking at the Warriors, it could take some finagling to get there, but if you did a sign-and-trade involving Jonathan Kuminga and Jordan Poole, or maybe even Klay Thompson or Andrew Wiggins, this would help extend that Warriors dynasty. And I gotta talk about Austin Reaves. He went quickly from an undrafted player on a two-way contract in 2021 to a playoff starter with the Lakers and the new golden boy of the NBA. So the Lakers don't have his full rights this offseason, and they can pay him a starting salary in that $11 to $12 million range for 2 years. Then it would jump to a poison pill deal after that. It's really complicated, boring salary cap mumbo-jumbo, but the Lakers do have a very possible way to re-sign him. That's the main thing you need to know. That doesn't mean a team isn't just going to go nuts, though, and give Reaves a deal that the Lakers won't match. So there is also a possibility he could be elsewhere next year. I would look for a team with tons of cap space to shoot their shot. So enter a team like the Pistons or a team like the Pacers. Since Reaves is capable both on the ball as a lead guard or off the ball as a shooter, I like Reaves as a floor spacer and rugged defender on the Pistons. He could grow with those guys that they have in Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. Nice little three-guard lineup there. Or with the Pacers, he could be in a three-guard lineup with Tyrese Halliburton and Benedict Mathurin. That's a pretty exciting young core to put with Miles Turner and their high lottery pick that they'll be getting. So I expect him back with the Lakers next year, but another team could make that process more difficult and much more expensive. Finally, Jerami Grant's free agency could be a non-issue. He said during his exit interview that he does expect to re-sign with the Portland Trailblazers, but he is an unrestricted free agent, so a lot can happen. And since this is such a poor free agent class, he's going to have lots of suitors. One of them could be willing to pay Grant more than Portland wants to pay. Or maybe he just says, hey, I want a better franchise, a better team. Maybe he wants to travel further down the West Coast. Sacramento could be calling. By renouncing Harrison Barnes and compensating another team to take on the final 2 years of Richaun Holmes' contract, the Kings would have more than $30 million in cap space. That would be enough to get the job done with Jerami Grant if he indeed likes what Sacramento has to offer. I like his versatility with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis with Sacramento. Maybe he could help get them out of the first round of the playoffs. I'm also looking at the Miami Heat via a sign-and-trade. The playoffs have shown that Tyler Hero is not super necessary for the Heat advancing, and they have guys that they're developing that could step into this role. And I think the Blazers would have to think long and hard about a Tyler Hero sign-and-trade deal. That's what I think, but let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other stuff I have posted here too. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time on the Half Court Report.